Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Backyard Bosses right here on the Pit Boss YouTube channel. I'm Brandon from BKC Cooks. Today we're working on a holiday prime rib on the Champion Barrel Smoker. Look y'all, if you haven't already subscribed to the Pit Boss channel, make sure you do that and make sure you're looking out for new episodes of Backyard Bosses just like this one and a bunch of great episodes with tons of great recipes, tons of great smokers. Trust me y'all don't want to miss what we got going on here. But again, today we're doing a holiday prime rib, one of my favorite things to eat, one of my favorite things to cook. And again, I'm doing it right here on the Champion Barrel Smoker. We're going to get our fire going. We'll get inside, prep the rib roast, and before you know it, we'll be smoking prime rib. Let's get it. This is going to be a great cook. I'm going to show you exactly how the Champion works. Going to get a fire going. We're going to get inside, prep that rib roast. We're going to have a whole lot of fun, y'all. Let's get into it. So I'm going to be running my fire with lump charcoal. That's what I really like to use here in the Champion. And I'm going to get it going with some tumbleweeds. So these are little wax fire starters, just little bundles of wax. I definitely recommend these over lighter fluid or any type of chemical-based stuff. And so you just close that down. Put a little charcoal around it, light this thing up, and you'll have a fire going. So I'm going to get this going. We'll get inside and get the rib roast prepped. And once this fire is going good, I am going to put a wood chunk or two in there to give us some good wood smoke and amazing flavor. Let's get that rib roast going. All right, while our fire is doing this thing, let's go over everything we're going to need to make this prime rib happen. All right, y'all, first we're going to start with some fresh garlic. I'm going to use quite a bit of this, if not all of it, but that's going to be up to you and what your tastes are. I have a stick of softened butter, so I just let this sit out and get good and soft. I have fresh thyme, fresh rosemary. I've got coarse black pepper. This is 16 mesh, and kosher salt. So again, we're going old school, y'all, but this is going to be good. And oh, can't forget about the star of the show. We got this wonderful prime rib. So this actually is a prime cut. Prime rib is a name that pretty much goes to any rib roast these days. But this one is actually prime. It's 4.5 pounds. And it's 2 bones. Let me get rid of this paper, y'all. So we have a beautiful roast here. And my butcher was nice enough to tie this off for me. They cut it off the bone, tied it back together. That makes life easy, man, because once this is done, you can just cut that string off after it's done resting, slice away. Beautiful, beautiful cut of meat here. And I am excited about smoking it and eating it. So we're going to make a compound butter. We'll season up the roast. We'll get it out there on the Champion and get to smoking. So I'm going to start by stripping and mincing the herbs. You don't want to just chop this up because these are pretty hefty stems. So you just want to kind of peel it backwards and those leaves will come right off. And then this top, just pluck it right off. We'll do the thyme the same way. We'll get it minced up. I like to use a nice heavy chef's knife. It's going to be a lot easier to rock back and forth when you're mincing these herbs. All right, next we'll peel all the garlic. All right, we are going to smash and mince the garlic. We'll mix all this stuff up and make our compound butter. So peeling and chopping all this garlic, it's a little bit of work, but trust me when I tell you it is worth it. I'm not keen on the pre-chopped or what they call garlic. It's not my thing. I prefer fresh, just so much more flavor. Such better flavor. Can't beat fresh garlic, y'all. There's no substitute. All right, our garlic is minced. Herbs are minced. Let's put our butter together. All right, just let it come to room temperature. I didn't melt it or anything. And we're going to put our herbs and garlic in there. But I think I'm going to give this a little smash up first. That way it is friendly to what we're going to add to it. Yeah, I definitely should use a bigger bowl, but hey, we're in it now. So we're going to get this mixed up. And we are going to slather this all over our prime rib. Now listen, is all of it going to stay? Nope. Quite a bit of it will run off, if not all of it. But the herbs will be left behind, and more importantly, the flavor will be left behind. And remember, we're not cooking this in a super hot oven. I'm aiming for 275, so it's going to slowly drip off of there and leave behind flavor, moisture, and goodness. So let's get our rib. We get this all mixed up, slathered up. Let's have some fun, y'all. So again, y'all, we have our beautiful prime rib roast. 4.5 pounds, 2 bones. And we are going to rub this thing with our beautiful compound butter. We'll also reserve some of that butter because we might want to baste this thing as we go. And this smells amazing, y'all. The fresh herbs, the garlic. One day, y'all, when we get the old smell-o-vision, it's going to be amazing. But for right now, you have to take my word for it. But yeah, this smells absolutely amazing. All right, now that we're all buttered up, we'll hit it with our kosher salt and coarse black pepper. All right, salt down first. Come up high. Make it nice, even distribution. This is a big piece of meat, y'all. So my advice when you're seasoning a big piece of meat like this, go heavier than you think. Remember, we're only seasoning the very outside. We still have, this is a 4.5 pound roast. There's easily 3.5 pounds of meat here. And 99% of it will not touch seasoning. We're only getting seasoning on the outside. So basically we're building a crust. So you want to make sure that there's enough flavor to carry through the whole slice of that meat. I'll come through with our coarse black pepper. And again, you want a nice crust. All right, y'all. This is looking great. I'm going to get it out on the smoker. All right, our fire is doing quite well. So, like I said, I got me a nice chunk of post oak that I'm going to put in here. I'm going to let that get going. And once it does, we will close everything up. We'll adjust our vents. I want to get around 275 because I want to get a good amount of smoke. But I also want to slow roast that prime rib. Make sure that we get our temperature exactly the way we want it. So that chunk is catching up quickly. So once we got that on fire all the way, we'll close it up, get to smoking. All right, it's time to get this rib on. It's actually starting to rain, but that's not stopping us, man. So again, we got this nice and seasoned up. We're getting right here on the champion. We're rocking at 275. You're sitting there right on the grates. So we're going right in the middle, and I'm going to use a temperature probe to keep track of my internal temperatures. I like to get a measurement. So if I put this all the way through, it's going to be clear on the other side. And so what I like to do is find out where I'm going to be at in the middle. And I just use my fingers as a gauge. See that? And I'm going right dead center into the eye of the meat. And that's where my probe will be. So lid down. And we got beautiful clean smoke. We're going to keep an eye on this, y'all. And at this point, Champion is going to do all the work. And like I say, y'all, it is starting to rain. It's getting cooler. There's a cold front coming in. And you believe that cold front in Texas, it happens. But I'll be keeping an eye on it because that will be something to consider when you're dealing with the temperatures. But the side vents make adjusting the temperatures on the Champion really, really easy. As long as you got enough fuel in there, you can make quick adjustments and this thing will bounce back and do exactly what you need it to do. So I'm going to set my temperature probe to my internal temp. So I have a plan, and you should have a plan too. My plan is I'm going to set my alarm for 105 degrees. At that point, I'm going to kick the temperature up because I want to brown the outside as much as I can and get a good crust. My plan is to pull this roast off of here at 127 degrees. It's going to continue to climb. My target temperature finished is 135, and we still have to rest it after that. So again, that's my plan. I'm going to stick to it. We're going to see how this turns out, y'all. All right, it's been a few hours. I haven't looked at it. My thermometer is beeping and it's letting me know that the target temperature I set of 105, it's reached it. So I cranked up the temperature, as you can see. Just added some fuel, some more wood, so my wood will clear up. But I don't normally do this. Let's take a sneak peek and see what this prime rib is looking like. Come on. All right, let's see what we're looking like here. Okay, yeah. I like what I'm seeing. That crust is setting up nicely. Nothing is burning, so that's always a good thing. As you can see, our butter did drip away, but it left behind the herbs, the pepper, salt. It's doing what it's supposed to do. I like what I'm seeing. Got some nice bubbling and crisping going up around the bones. So yeah, I'm very happy with it. I'll put this back down so we can keep cooking. And before we know it, man, we'll be pulling this thing off. All right, thermometer's beeping. We're going to take a look. Make sure everything is the way it's supposed to be. Let's check it out. All right, y'all, it's starting to rain again, so I got to hurry up and get this thing off of here, but let's take a look. Yeah, I'm happy with that. That looks fantastic. It smells amazing. So we're going to get this inside. We're going to let it rest. Let it rest thoroughly. That's probably the biggest secret to making sure this turns out the way you want it. We're going to tint it loosely with foil, and we're going to let it just do what it does. This is such a big piece of meat that the internal temperature will increase, and that's what we're banking on. So we're going to get this off. We'll let it rest, and we'll get back to, we'll see you when we're slicing. How about that? Let's do it. All right, y'all, the time is here. We've let this rest for about 45 minutes. I'm ready to cut this thing off the bone, get it sliced up, and enjoy. Let's check it out. All right, first thing we're going to do is cut this butcher's twine off. And as you can see, my butcher got that off. I'm just going to come in here and take this the rest of the way. Just follow the bone. Beautiful. Makes life easy. Got some nice ribs to gnaw on after the fact. And we got this beautiful prime rib, so let's get it sliced. I recommend you have a nice slicing knife. This one is good and heavy, and it's super, super sharp. Will make life easy for you. And let's go right down the middle. See what we're working with. Oh, look at that. Look at that. It's still nice and warm and beautifully pink edge to edge. You don't get any better than that. Now it's time to slice it up and taste it. Man, that looks good. All right, so we got it sliced up. I'm going to serve mine with a little bit of au jus down on the plate. And I got a little bit of that compound butter. Throwing that right on top. Let that melt in and get super, super good. Oh, it's super tender. The crust on it is amazing. Slap a little bit of that compound butter on there. Let's see what it does. All right, cheers to y'all. That is so, so good. The smoke is amazing. The herbs, the garlic. Man, oh man. That tastes like the holidays. I'm really happy with this, y'all. And I hope y'all give it a try. I want to thank y'all for watching. Make sure you subscribe to the Pit Boss YouTube channel. That way you see more of these episodes of Backyard Bosses. Whichever holiday you're celebrating, we sincerely hope you enjoy it and enjoy your time with your family and friends. I'm Brandon from BKC Cooks. We'll catch y'all next time on Backyard Bosses.